back to Ace Attorney, Episode 3, Turnabout Samurai. Let's go with the trial. October 18th, 10 a.m., District Court. What's here? Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show that the court, at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It's impossible for anyone else to commit this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well. I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well. I'll call most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. That's not the greatest option, but okay. Detective, if you would briefly describe the case to the court.
Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand the case, it is important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? Here is an employee area. Actors sit around to do their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works in the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there's a gate here, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene where the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now, jump ahead later today, 5 p.m. The production... the production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. You say the rehearsal was cancelled? Yeah. Time of death is 2:30 p.m. Samurai spear was found lodged in the victim's chest as a murder weapon. That's the case in brief. And you'd like to hear that again? Oh, please don't. Isn't this whole thing again? No, not really. You probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Will the witness declare her name? Maya, you're a handsome fellow. I'm remember the flustered.
Oh, your name, please.
Oh, dearie. Don't need to be embarrassed. Just call me Grow.
Oh, no. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth is having a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names.
Wendy Oldbag, dearie.
Their name's Oldbag? Oh, okay. Oldbag, you described. You just said something. Okay. Objection. I object to the witnesses talking to witnesses. Objection sustained. The witnesses are free from rambling on the stand.
I'm just gonna get to the good part, dearie.
Perhaps we can get the testimony? Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, I was.
And to the scene of the murder, someone would have to walk past you.
You know your stuff, dearie.
You may begin your testimony. Just one hell of a notepad.
On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer was in the rest were doing a run-through since morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from there until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30, right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked by me at 2 p.m. and that was Powers. The man right there, he was heading to the studio.
You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
What do I have? Yep. Map Studios, key entry. 2 p.m. Yep, all that matches. I can probably press around this. 2? You sure? Sure as a bit. Well, who was that man? Really sure not? Really sure to decide someone you trying to train something. No, don't just keep Johnson heroes. Alright, that was not what I was expecting, but okay, maybe we can push on what he was wearing then. So you saw Mr. Powers.
That's what I said. Go back to your Sonny. Go back to your Sonny.
Nick, now's your chance. Yeah, it's on close. You can open.
I'll say it again. It was him.
That's right there. He's head to the studio. Alright. Let me get this straight, old bag. Or, Miss Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than Steel Samurai, defender of old... oh jeez. Neo Old Tokyo. Miss Oldbag, is this the Mr. Powers you saw?
Of course. You remember teacher and he said, Sonny? Anyone can play Lizzie. It's Powers, right?
No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai.
I know that. I wasn't born yesterday.
No one in this court is accusing that witness. Some sort of colored girl bag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that's the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you?
Nosy old man. Of course I have the proof.
What? You were surprised? The prosecution would like to ask, though, the witness. Please, make known all the information in your possession ahead of time.
How was I supposed to know everyone be so nosy? You should all be ashamed. You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look.
Wow, old woman even left Edgar speechless. She's good. Let's hear your proof then.
I never say anything. I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now, look at that picture. You can see he's striking his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy?
So he had a sprained ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's gotta be hiding something. At present, she squeals. Yeah, because the dude never mentioned any injury. He's just tired. One, two, outside powers, trip and fall. He broke one of the props. Let's see how he broke it. He broke a prop?
Sure did. His own samurai spear.
Samurai spear. The murder weapon?
Luckily, I was there with my detective to fix it.
Detail. I'll record this. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained?
Not so bad he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch.
Less than that.
Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot while he walked.
Dragging his foot. Okay. Trip and fall. Okay. Trip and fall?
Yes, in this thing he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh! So, Powers sprained his ankle. I helped to make it better for him, of course.
You helped make it better?
I kissed her where it hurt.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, let's skip over that part, shall we?
Where was the assistant then?
Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle.
You may continue your testimony. Okay. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Very well. There is one thing that bothers me. Which is? Where is the Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We were looking for it, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes? And it's clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure you're sure? You should go with it. I don't trust the judge to think for himself. It's right there. If we keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else, not caught on camera, could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility as also. Then, allow me to remove the doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Well, will the witness continue her testimony, please?
No need to ask twice.
I'm trying to go after that stupid monster lady from Monsters Inc. Oh well.
The time before Amber's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them.
That's rather flimsy evidence. Well, testimony. So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Are you sure? The witness has answered the question. Anyone going to the studio has to pass by the witness.
That's right, Sonny.
Oh, no. I'm not reading that. Oh, the windex sure has balls. Well, you know what I mean. Old windbags have a way of skipping over important details after all. Or, for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps? Okay, do I have any info that could have...
Okay, first house I go. First house. What about before you got to the guard station?
You mean before 1 o'clock? Why, everyone in the employee area before that.
She does skip over a lot of information.
And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention,
If I had, I would have seen him. Oh, okay, that's the end of that. Alright, cool. Didn't we already go through this? The person is just a guy. You can't really tell its powers. Wait, that's taped up. But it's looking away from the camera, so that's suspicious. Well, of course, it's not you'd be stupid if you didn't, but still. Okay, I still want to present the photo, but I don't want to get pinned for it not being relevant. So they have to have like, seen them. Why is she questioning that? Okay. Person there. Alright, let me just present the paper again because I'm not getting anywhere doing that. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken at the camera at the gate before the studios, correct?
yes, sir, Sonny.
So, wherever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture.
And here I thought you did have a head from the... You didn't know you had from all the ground.
Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all data on the security cam.
Oh. You know, if you wanted to work in the studio, we might have an opening.
And that very computer printed out this photo. Note, on the back of the photo are printed words, October 15th, 2 p.m., photo 2.
Even I know what that means. It was taken at 2 p.m. on October 5th. Really, Sonny.
Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the end where it says photo number 2.
Photo number 2?
The computer only held data for one photo that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't it be photo number 1 if it was the only photo? I forgot I had that number 2 on it. Order, order. Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there's only data for 1 of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself.
Yeah? What's your mouth, whippersnapper? The only person I saw that day was Will Powers.
But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by.
Well, yes. That's what it would seem to mean.
Can the witness explain this to the court?
I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help.
Huh? But believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either.
So remember you are. You're a whippersnapper too.
Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag? I don't like it. Something the matter, Miss Oldbag?
Ah, that's right. I just remembered something.
Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai.
Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way.
I see. Your testimony, please. The other person.
Every day, after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I always go through the photos on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day.
Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this.
Oh, of course, Sonny. I only just remembered it.
Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please continue the cross-examination.
Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. Wait, going through your computer, why wasn't... How many photos are there usually?
On a day we're open to the public, we usually get more than 5 people. But on filming days, we don't have so much money. We don't ever get more than 15 people that day.
Do you back up all of that security camera data?
Well, they keep telling me to, yes. But those computers are so frustrating.
Are you serious? You don't back them up? Oh, wow, okay. They aren't suspicious looking. Come to think of it, I remember throwing out one photo. Okay, define suspicious looking. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking?
Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part.
But you don't see their for the most part. This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag.
Well, I didn't touch that suspicious looking Will Powers photo, did I?
I think she's some sort of points. Okay, what did it look like then? Well, who the heck was in the photo you erased?
A fanboy.
Fanboy?
Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks if you ask me. They get information about their rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. When was there that day?
Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words.
Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the
Employee area. They crawl through the sewers like a rat. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and, well,
that's where they come in.
drain.
I told you they were freaks. Oh, and
they're kids, children, whoever's nevers. What? So that you erased. It was a boy, probably first or second grade. What? Where are their parents?
Order. Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gates on their way to the studios that day. One was a Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be about 1st or 2nd grade.
oh yes, we see a type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him.
A boy in first or second grade. I assume it'll be hard, if not impossible, for young boys to wield a samurai spear.
Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy.
Right, as I said, I didn't pay much mind. That's why I erased the data.
Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him.
This court will now take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time.
But children are dumb. They wouldn't know if a... Sure, it's a prop, but if they can still hurt people with it. And it could have slipped and been an accidental killing. Oh, goodness. Mr. Powers? Yes? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? Didn't you go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping. Honest. So, who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone wanting to steal a Steel Samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? It doesn't look good. You You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick, what are we going to do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else who could conceivably have done this. Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right. But if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. Don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. What does that mean? Please don't leave. Please don't sound like that.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter?
The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not have been hard evidence, but there's still no one else. But there's still no one else who could have committed this crime. I call for the verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers.
Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts?
The defense disagreed with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime.
Order. Interesting. Let's hear what you have in mind. However, be aware this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized.
Right. Great.
That 6 weren't high enough. So, who was this person, Mr. Powers, who would have committed murder?
Not the security lady. Well, she did bandage it up, but that'd be stupid if she would. No, she couldn't have. Assistant girl. She. Oh, dearie me. Okay, so let's see here. The security lady was present, obviously innocent. The assistant girl sensed someone was there, but that was probably the grade school boy. But it wouldn't make sense for the assistant girl to snag the costume and off anyone. Plus, she doesn't look terribly strong. The grade school boy, also, probably not terribly strong. But they did slip in. And just because they're trying to they're trying to discredit the boy did it, because they'd have to be. It would have been an accident if they did. Can't be a security lady, so oh, please be the boy. It was a grade school boy. Why isn't anyone saying anything? Are you seriously suggesting a boy did it, Mr. Wright? Grade school boy kills veteran action star with spear. For one thing, the murder weapon was the steel samurai. Would you care to explain just how the boy would have obtained it from him? Maybe that was a dumb move on my part. Maybe? Maybe? How about absolutely, Nick?
Mr. Wright, I'm afraid I'll have to penalize you, as I warned.
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen.
Maybe move on, Mr. Wright.
If you would, Honor. One more chance, please. Go ahead. Goodness. Assistant girl doesn't know about the injury. One person who does know about the injury is the security lady. Gosh, dang it! That means the security lady or the assistant girl. Security lady was present, and she'd have to be able to pick up the spear. She bandaged it, or mended it. Assistant girl didn't talk about the spear being damaged or anything. And she didn't see anyone around. I don't remember assistant girl saying anything weird. And security lady omits a ton of information. I mean, I could probably guess my way there, but I don't want to risk getting another game over. Jeez. Okay, I'm gonna get him with the murder. But the question is, why would the security lady just off another star? Especially since she looks up to the guy, she's kiss up, and looks down on the Will Powers for whatever reason. I guess it might be the assistant girl. The Steel Samurai was in his dressing room. She stole it and became assistant. So you assume it was really Trish's assistant. Let's correct your honor. If you're serious, you've got guts, Mr. Wright. Photo. Steel Samurai wasn't a little lame. He was dragging his foot. Yeah. Remember testimony concerning his injury. Powers and poor Hammer were at her through. And on me. What about the assistant? Oh yeah, she didn't know about his ankle. So she wouldn't know to walk with him. Okay. And once again. Okay, so it's the security lady, freaking course. I don't even know why I picked the stupid assistant. She wasn't even there. Who? The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the street knew of this morning's injury. Maybe it's because they were watching the action scene run through. There's only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew the injury. The security lady, Oldback. What? Whippersnapper? Jeez. I can't think of a reason why he'd just straight up murder him. Is this true, Oldbag? Oldbag? It's Miss Oldbag to you? Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the gates. She was by herself, in other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left the post, stole the samurai costume, slipped into Studio 1 at the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of throwing a samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent reason, Mr. Wright. Yeah, right, he is Sherlock Holmes too, baby. After I ruled out every possible person and got penalized. That's odd. Isn't this what Rachel rushes? Doesn't he usually jump on an objection with some damning new evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objection at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, you all think I did it? Is that it? Edgy boy, do something. So, if anybody has a chance to take this whole thing away, let's press further. The very same reason makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case. He can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions that day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? You forgot that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. Indeed. That did it. No, Windbag's one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Oh yeah, I forgot. It was just, hey, point the finger long enough to stall some time. Ah, jeez. The other person who went to the studio. The boy, the one whose photo I erased. He was only a grade schooler. As you said, second or third grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? The boy's not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Where's it to be nice kids mean to the elders stay away for Snapper? I have proof. Proof? Indeed. Let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder? Well, yeah, he'd need the card key for once. Oh, you need the... Where is Studio 1? You need the card key to enter Studio 1. How could the boy with no formal relation to the studios have the card key? I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? This got to be a first. Very well. The court will suspend proceedings
on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out about your witness, Miss Wendy... What was that her name? Something old bag, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this old bag before we continue. That is all. Court is adjourned.
Wait a second. I'm not going to sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me. I'm talking.
Oh, great. Stop the presses. Windbag wants to talk. Miss Oldbag, what is this about? Have you admitted something from your testimony?
Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about.
Not talk about? But by whom? Wasn't Edgeworth told not to talk? Well, testify.
Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios during the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to pretend they hadn't been to the studios that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free.
Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why do you keep this from the court until now?
You been listening? They told me to shut my mouth, but shut my trap. I always do what I'm told.
No, this isn't the bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Oh, jeez. Wait, Global Studios. There's some other people today. To do. What the hell do you have nothing to do with it? Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder.
I know that's silly. Still, they're pretty convincing when having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side.
So you got your bonus and you still talked? Them? Who were these people?
Well, the director and the producer, for starters.
The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course.
Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it.
So where are these people?
The director was an employee
area all morning through the run-through. He and the producer around lunchtime and they had a meeting after that. Where? In the Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? Studio 2?
Well, if you look up on the guide map, here it is. You go through the gates, all the way to the left.
They thought the monkey's head fell over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue cross-examination? I think you already asked some of my questions, but let's continue. So they were actually in the studio. Yes, the whole day. When they heard about the murder, they beat it before the cops came. Why? Oh, kill this woman, I swear. I feel sorry for Edgeworth. Almost. She left hanging in this one. Okay. So you told me not to talk. That's right, it's by Studio TV Bigwigs, no less. Why didn't I hear about this? Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We're all in on it. Everything I had to ask. Alright, take a break. Your Honor, we've learned there were others at the Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yes, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold it as impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about this witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people we've just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends today's proceedings for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. And I only falsely accused the child
and an assistant, who I knew wasn't there. Because it's freaking dim. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Ah, really, it's nothing. Oh, or should I... sniff? We gotta be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. Or to find out more about the director and producer. They'll be turning up the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for cross-examination. So, Nick, have we figured out just who it was in the Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been the old windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I'm just buying time back there. Someone has to be the bad guy for a sick crush off Mr. Powers. Poor old windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusation. Alright, let's get down to the studios. Right, I'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks. Thanks, guys.